What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Hopefully, everyone's having an amazing Saturday. I know I am, and I'm excited to make this video because the XRP chart, it is screaming breakout. We're going to talk about how far we have come from being called a scam by Wall Street CEO to those same CEOs now loading up on crypto infrastructure. Because right now, while retail is asleep and retail is afraid of these markets, the biggest players on the planet are moving into position. And the XRP chart, it's screaming one thing: breakout. That's right, folks. You better lock in, you better strap in, you better crank up the volume. Welcome back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. Look, if you're new around here, it's very simple. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're coming back, and I know a lot of you are, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more the algo pushes us, and we need all the algo love we can get. Without further ado, let's jump into a Bitcoin. $111,662. It's up 0.65%. ETH coming in at 3,944. It's trying to get back above that psychological barrier of 4K. It's been struggling here a little bit, but it will do it. It is up 0.04%. And XRP, man, it's getting even closer. It's like 1.3 trillion off from jumping and getting into that number 4 spot, coming in at $2.56. Look, I'm telling you right now, at the recording of this video, and we're looking at the chart, and we're about to get into the chart, don't you worry. As long as Bitcoin decides it wants to cooperate today, it doesn't even have to cooperate that much. All I'm saying, as long as Bitcoin stays in the green today and it doesn't decide to nuke, because you know every time XRP is about to run, Bitcoin decides it's going to nuke. It stays in the green. It can float around here, 0.5%, 0.6, even a 0.1%. Green's green. XRP is going to make a run. It's going to make a little bit of a push here. And I'll show you the exact levels that we're going to be looking at. But look, let's listen to this. Remember where we started. Let's take a little trip down memory lane here. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, he once said, if I was the government, I'll close it down. He's talking about Bitcoin. Listen.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
That was this man's view on Bitcoin. Let's fast forward till today. JP Morgan now accepts Bitcoin as collateral. How funny is that? That's the loudest reversal you'll ever see. The same bank that fought crypto tooth and nail is now using it. So if JP Morgan flipped, what do you think happens when the rest of the big boys start to follow? And they will follow. BlackRock's in, Fidelity's in, and the dominoes are all falling straight towards XRP. And we get this. This is big. Look, this is the bill that's going to unlock the next phase. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says the Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill, it's almost done. He says, I'm glad to report the urgency and the momentum is high. They are looking to wrap up this bill by Thanksgiving. That's Washington speak for, hey, we're about to open the floodgates. This bill would give clear guidelines for custody, trading, and settlement, the exact lane that Ripple has already built. And once this bill passes, and it's going to pass, it's just a matter of when will it pass, right? Liquidity is not just going to trickle in, it's going to flood in, because this is going to be your green light. And we all know what green light means, right? It means go. And then we get this, the data doesn't lie. What you were looking at on the screen is 30 bull market peak indicators, and they have not flashed yet. Let me say that again. Your bull market peak indicators have not flashed. What does that mean? Simple. We haven't hit the end of this cycle. We're talking your RSI didn't peak, your PI cycle, not your Mayer multiply, nothing. Every metric that's ever marked the top of a bull run in prior years, it's still silent. So for anyone's telling you that the top is in, well, the data does not show us that the top is in. In order for this run, for this bull cycle, bull run to be labeled a bear market, Bitcoin would need to break the origin of where this started. Now it's right around 74K. And for XRP, it was around like 50 something cents. We have a long ways to go to break those numbers before we can say we are in a bear market. Stay above them, it's still a bull market. It's not over, folks. We're taking a breather. We're coming up for air and we are reloading. Then we get this. James Nguyen, everyone probably knows him, one of the biggest degens in crypto. Well, and he's famous for meme coins and Bitcoin future plays. He made like billions on a run up and he lost it all. Right? That's the casino you play in with futures, right? Well, he just announced that he's an XRP now. He said he's done the research. He's convinced he is now an XRP holder. Timing, is it random? I don't know, man. Right? We just got the news that Ripple rebranded and acquired prime brokered Hidden Road into Ripple Prime. That deal finally went through, which expands it straight into institutional services. Wynn's moving from his meme coins to XRP could be signaling a shift here, right? Away from speculation towards more utility-based plays. His portfolio pivot shows where the smart money's heading. Projects with real adoption, real rails, and real yields. You say real 3 times in a row. Holy. Ripple pushes into prime brokerage, makes it the bridge between your TradeFi, traditional finance, and digital assets. Exactly what the institutions have been waiting for. Tied it all back in to the crypto bill, the Bitcoin crypto bill, whatever we want to call it, that's going to pass. This is what they need, right? And when Ripple delivers and XRP is going to be used as a settlement layer for their bridge, this is bigger than a trade. This is a transition. Think about that for a second. And then we move over to this, XRP ETFs. Well, we know they're coming. But look at this one. Rex Osprey, the XRPR, has now crossed over 100 million assets under management. This is the first XRP-linked ETF in the United States. And it doesn't hold XRP directly, but it shows that the demand is here. Meanwhile, Franklin Templeton and other giants, they're all lining up for spot ETFs. And once the SEC finalizes its framework, well, I don't even know if it's about finalizing the framework at this point. I think it's once the government gets back to work that the SEC is finally going to approve all of these ETFs that we have been waiting for. Now, folks, all of these articles are all from my crypto news website, xrprightnow.com. 100% free. You can go read this anywhere between 10 to 15 articles going up per day. You'll be on the latest and greatest info that is out there. Go check it out. And then as we're making this video, XRP keeps chugging along like the little engine that could. That's right. Look at this move. This is a beautiful move. This is a clean bounce. And we're not going to count the wick there. That started around 230. A clean bounce to the upside, folks. We've been watching this for almost a month, since the beginning of October, after that crazy scam wick went down on my birthday. Well, as you zoom out for a second on this chart, we notice that this isn't a random chart. You know what this is? Let me show you what this is. Right here, this is what we call textbook accumulation. Right here. You can say it started accumulating above the $2 region. We're not going to count these wicks down here. These wicks don't count. Those are scam wicks. There was no closures. We counted all around here. So we can say we've been accumulating from like $2.30 to $3 on XRP. And we mainly spent most of the time around that $3 region. And we are making our way back up to that $3 region, right? We had that nasty flush out wick, which was a pure liquidation event. We immediately recovered back inside the range. You know, it's not retail. Retail got shook out during this. It's very obvious. Retail got absolutely, they shook them from the tree. The smart money, you know what they're doing? They're soaking up panic. So what are we looking at right now for XRP? How is this chart looking? How do you think it's going to play out? Well, if you listen to my first video of the day, we told you that XRP's chart was looking glorious, was looking beautiful, was about to move to the upside. We told you about the reversal that we seen Sunday, right? We can even put our fancy little arrow in, right? This is like the Nike sign, right? Just do it. There it goes. That's what's going to happen here. It's going to run. It's going to flip back above 271, and we are going to regain a bullish chart on the 4-hour and the 1-day. If we insert our support and resistance and line it up with what we are looking at, you can see our major area of resistance is sitting right here where your circle is, okay? What's funny about this is that when this resistance gets broken, and it will, right? This will get destroyed. That's sitting between 265 and 278. Not only do we take out an entire resistant area, but we get back above that 271 target, which flips the XRP chart back to a very bullish on your 4-hour and 1-day. So we would have a bullish XRP chart sitting across the 4-hour, the 1-day, and the 1 minute. I don't care what the hell happens on a 15-minute chart, a 30-minute chart. It doesn't matter. Even the 4-hour, right? It's more about your weeklies and your monthlies and your dailies, which could lead you into this setup. And you can see this red region. You can see the red wave and our final area of resistance, which is sitting around 335 to 338. Very, very thin. But usually when we get into this red territory is when you can expect a little bit of a correction to the downside, where we will re-gear, refuel, hopefully hold that $3 region again, and then finally make our full send and break above $4. I'm telling you right now, this is the calm before the chaos, folks. Once this breakout happens and hits, and it's going to, people are going to pretend that they saw it coming, but you know they didn't. They're all in panic. Rip saw it coming. You all see it coming now. XRP chart looks beautiful, looks glorious. Hang in there, hold in there. Our moment is coming. We're going to get a repeat of November 2024, and this thing is going to rip out a 7x out of nowhere. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm going to watch me some football. I'll see all y'all on the next one.